Well, good evening everybody. Welcome back to the bird room. It's been a while since I've been on. No other reason, just being busy as everything is, and you can imagine the birds have been in the moult. So the last thing I want to do is just show you something when the birds are molting, and there wasn't a terrible state, to be fair. So there's not really much I could have really shown that would have been interesting to watch. So yeah, it has been a while. So in obviously the time we've got a few more subscribers than our last episode. So welcome everybody. Welcome all the new people. I'm Shane from the Bird Room, Direct Bird Products. And hopefully you will find our channel interesting and take something away from it that could help you in the future. So in today's episode we're going to be talking about obviously the birds mainly. How we got on through the end of the breeding season and what happened in the early end of the breeding season and why we ended it early. The birds in the moult, as you can see, we are show training them ready for Stafford, which is just over a week's time when this airs. There's obviously a long way to go on some of the birds, but I'll run through that later. The British birds, what's happened with them and how things are getting on with them. As in development from what you would have seen last time in breeding season to what's happened now, and also with the Fifes, how we got on with certain birds and things like that. So make sure you stay tuned and obviously try and find something that will interest you, or maybe not, but we'll see. When we started breeding season, the time of year seemed pretty good, and the birds seemed ready. The weather was fantastic at the breeding season when I started putting them down. The birds was well in condition, so I had no issues at that point putting birds down to breed. As midway of the breeding season came around, the weather turned absolutely ridiculous. 1 minute hot, 1 minute cold, and then just all over the place. So that threw the birds back a lot, especially the British birds. The Canaries didn't seem to have any effect by that, but definitely the British birds did. And then obviously come towards, I stopped my birds, well, what happened is it was red hot, and I put the air conditioning on here and went out literally for an hour just to do a seed drop, came back, came straight in it. It was 30 odd degrees outside, and the air conditioning pipe, the outlet pipe of the air conditioning had come off, and you can imagine devastation. When I walked in, there must have been, I think there was 29 birds dead directly behind the exit pipe where the air conditioning was obviously sucking the air in and blowing hot air out where it should have gone out the outlet pipe. So that sort of put a damper on my season, and at that point I just thought, that's it. My season was over. Like I said, the ones that I'd lost was second round birds, included linnets, linnet mules, red poles due to hatch, some absolutely stunning Fifes actually. These are the first round. The second round with the parents all obviously didn't make it. So yeah, like I said, I was so angry I decided to end my season at that point. Needless to say, there's nothing I could have done about it. It's just one thing, that the pipe just fell off, and I can't understand how it did. And you can imagine when using air conditioning, you shut all the outlets like the windows and stuff, so it just, when I came in it was 47 degrees in here. No good for the birds, and yeah, no good for me. So that was it. I just thought to myself, if that's the weather that we're going to get, that I put an end to my season. Well, seemingly I did. A few weeks later, a couple of my friends went on holiday, so I was looking after their birds around here. Stunning birds. That's another reason why I didn't put an episode on, because I didn't want, I didn't feel like I should be showing other people's birds without their permission, and I didn't want to ask. I thought, I'm not going to put them in that position. So I looked after the birds. I took the birds in particular flights. So anyway, the guy was away, one of the guys was away for 2 weeks. I went in on the Monday to catch his birds up. I was taking certain nest sites down, and I lifted a nest site off. Nesty and greenies in there. I never even knew this greenie had gone to nest. I just took it down, yeah, just hatched, literally maybe hours before, maybe the day before, there was a nest of 4. This was, I think, end of August, beginning of September. Only one of them survived. It's late on. The hen was well in the moult by this point, and she carried on feeding this one chick, which I can actually say now it's on the sticks. It's doing well. Going to be no good for breeding for next year, but it's not an issue. It's an hen bird. It'll be a keeper. I'll keep it for the year after. So how did we get on with the greenfinches and the other British birds? In the last episode, I told you we were struggling with the greenfinches, and the problem is the hens weren't feeding, and this is at the point where the breeding season was all over the place with the weather and everything else involved, and the greenfinches never reared one of their own, except for the one that was late. So in hindsight, the birds could have bred later on, but they would have been no good to me for next year and showing or exhibition purposes for that reason. So they were canary reared. It's not an issue. I'd rather have them canary reared than not reared at all. And the Fifes reared them. You would have seen as the episodes went out over summer. They did a fantastic job. So them greenfinches are developing nice, but very, very slowly. And anyone who knows or has fostered greenfinches under canaries or other birds, that they do take time to develop. But don't write them off. They will always be better the second year, as I'll show you shortly. With one of the greenfinches, this was a canary reared one last year, but now it's developed into an absolutely stunning bird. Great colour on it, great style, but because it's never had no show training last year, because I never shown it, it never got a real look in. But now I'm looking at it, and if it's completely ready for staff, and if not, it'll be better later on for the later shows. Red poles, I bred some, obviously not many of my own. I lost, like I said, I lost some due to the air conditioning. I bred 5 for my friend Jamie. He's got them back now, so stunning birds. And also I bred 3 that made it to the sticks. I lost 1 through the molt. 2 of them are turning out really, really positive birds. So again, we'll look at them and we'll see them on the show bench hopefully. Linnet mules. Out of all the linnet mules we bred, which was 20, only 2 of them cut birds. How do you manage that? It's the odds are against you when it comes to that anyway. You want a yeller and you want a cock bird, but you can't have everything. But like I said, I'm happy with them anyway. And again, I'll probably see some of them on the show bench. We'll see as they develop. One's ready, and the last one that was in the nest is in this flight here, actually molting out. So again, we'll see how that finishes off. But that's basically it with the British birds. I can't really report on much else from this year, but for next year we're going to get go back to basics really. I am a British bird breeder, and you're going to be seeing a lot more British birds in the bird room, in this bird room and the other bird room, because like I said, I'm a British breeder. I've had British birds 30 odd years, I can't even remember, 35, 36 years now, even though I know I don't look a day over 21, but can't have everything. But yeah, the British birds, I've got a load more red poles in, chaffinches, bullfinches making a return back in here, and we'll see what else. You never know. I have ordered some birds, so we'll see what happens with those. Talking about red poles, and you people that know me even on Facebook and stuff know we've had this green millet in. This is something I kept myself because it's bloody hard to come by. Now unfortunately I got the rear end of the crop. I was a bit late ordering it for one reason or another. and the company that I got it from was having some issues, but I managed to get some, and as you can see from this picture here, or this short clip, the red poles absolutely love it. It's basically soft. What we do with it, as soon as we get it, we freeze it in kilo bags ready for distribution. And don't worry when you get it if it is defrosted, it's no problem. Feed it to your birds straight away or carry on and freeze it again. It's not like live food when it's frozen and defrosted, you can't give it. And this is seeding effect, so it's not going to cause a problem. Give it straight to your birds. Siskins, any British bird will really take it, but red pole siskins goldies absolutely devour it. I put this in for them, and within literally 30 seconds they were on it eating it, so it is bloody good stuff. As you can see behind me, I've separated some greenfinches to steady up basically out the flights, to steady up getting ready for showing. And one tip I will tell you about steadying up, I'll show you in action, but I'll explain it. Basically, although the birds have got seed hoppers on the outside, I tend to still feed them inside, whether it be with an oval dish or an egg cup. And the reason for that is the birds will get used to putting your hand in and out the cages to feed them daily, rather than just having a seed hopper on the outside. It's one thing I found years ago. It's convenient to me feeding the birds as they are, putting my hand in every day, topping them up with, such as this here, the greenfinch mix, just topping that up every day, and every week just empty the remnants out and start again. And believe it or not, that motion of you lifting the cage doors up, putting your hands in, does have a positive impact on the bird's steadiness. I know we always say that steadiness is bred into the birds, but the amount of times that the birds, they'll be in the flight and you put them in a cage to settle them up, they don't know what's hit them, and at least that way you'll gradually tame them slowly. I'm going to show you some shots of the greenfinches. Take no notice of the bloody cages because they're dirty buggers, and I've said it many times. My daughter only cleaned these out for me 4 days ago, and the bloody state of them already bloody annoying. While we're talking about cleaning cages out, I just want to point out one thing, and I don't think it's just me on this respect. So as the birds are molting, I will clean the cages out weekly, the normal drawers or the bottom of the cages weekly. Once the birds, in particular like the block over the back, the birds are completely finished, I will deep clean them. I won't deep clean any cages that have got molting birds in. One reason, I don't want to take the birds out and stress them up while they're in mid-molt anyway. Two, they'll just be a mess again in no time with obviously the feathers, and I have a lot of my molting birds, so I'll probably have 5-10 to a flight cage. I mean, that's a big flight cage, 6 foot by 3 foot, so that's plenty of room for them. But when you've got that many birds in there, they seem to spoil the cage a lot more than what they are singular. So if you do see that, and people, you might see that on other people's videos where you think, oh, the cages are dirty, then half the time they're not. There's reasons behind it, and it's same with the greenfinches. You never, unless you're cleaning them out every day and scrubbing the cage every day, there's not really anything you can do with the dirty buggers. This red pole here, this is what I pulled out of like 2 days ago. Cage number 7. Red poles do steady up really quite quick, but another way to steady it up quicker, put a canary in with it. Yorkies, Norwich, the bigger feathered birds that are more docile than what certain birds are, will steady them up faster, but a fife will do the same job as well. So I stuck a fife in there, it will steady it up, and just little tips to try and help you along if you are new to trying to exhibit birds, to learn how to steady birds up, because some people won't even give you the time. So as I'm recording in front of you here, this is a makeshift show stand, if you like. It's just for me to look at the birds in different points. I can move them around. This is obviously below anodized, but I know it's not exactly right, but it works for me. Some of the birds are coming on slowly at that point, and you'll probably see in certain points where some of them didn't have drinkers on, or different drinkers as I'm recording. With the British birds, obviously I've got them on now, and with the Fifes, some of them, as I'm training them, in the D-cups, oh not the D-cups, the top hat drinkers, I've got seed, and as soon as I see that they're popping the red through to get the seed, I will remove the drinkers that is on these now. It's just while we've had the hotter weather, if I'm training for a couple hours at a time, I want to make sure that they've got water on and know where to drink firstly. Same with the British birds, the red poles, some that's never been in show cages before, I'll put them on as well. You will see in some of these shots, they don't really show the colour, especially with the greenfinches, off to the full potential, and that's down to the lighting. And one thing I will be doing, I've already changed the lighting in the other shed, and I've used these in my office as well. I'll be changing the strip lights for these type of lightings, which are 4-foot LED lighting strips. With the cost of living, cost of electricity these days, these cost absolutely nothing to run compared to other certain lights that you might have in your bird room. Like I said, I bought these myself a while ago to try them, and they're that good. I'm doing all this shit out as well. Not at the minute though. See, I've reduced the light in the bird room now to about 6 hours, and I put blinds over both windows, and so that's why you're getting the kickback off the glare when I'm recording. The only way I'm trying to get the birds through the molt is to reduce the light. So this is the reason I've not put these up yet, because these are a lot brighter. But if you do need some of these, come and see me at Stafford. I will have some at Stafford for the price of them. You're not going to grumble at all. They are cheap enough to fit. I mean, my bird room, everyone knows, is 32, 34 foot long, and I'll only need 3 in here because they're that bright. So if you do need them, come and see me at Stafford. So this weekend, I run a sale now in Nettlestead, Kent, called Nettlestead Bird Society, or Bird Club. I've got a number of birds booked in, some stunning birds, bullfinches, pied bullfinches, plenty of lovely nuclear canaries. I'm also going to take some of my Fifes anyway, as I need to cut back as I'm going through them this year for show purposes. I need the room. So there'll be plenty of birds there. If you do want to sell your birds there, get in touch with me straight away, because there's only a couple of tables left. If you're looking for the address, it's on the UK Bird Sales and Shows Facebook site, or Nettlestead Bird Group. It's on there on Facebook as well. Other than that, message me direct and I'll give you the details. So that is obviously this weekend. I will explain in the next episode, which will be next Friday, just before Stafford. It'll be recorded probably midweek, ready for Friday anyway. Showing some more of the birds. I'm not going to show them yet, because some of the birds I will be showing, and it'd be too late for anyone to really notice them at that point. Just the way I do stuff. I don't want to influence anyone in whatsoever on the birds. So that'll be good. But while I've done study, it is doing the birds a world of good anyway. Second time now I've tried to do the end part of my video, and the bloody battery's gone. Would you fathom that? And you know what it is? It's because I've not done it for so long, I didn't think that the battery was that bloody flat. Anyway, I should really do it on this camera a lot more, because it's a lot better quality really. But it is what it is. And you can actually see, I'll take some separate shots of the greenies, or the greenie that's behind me here, and the linnet mule that's here. Probably see them in better detail. But anyway, as I will say again, thanks very much for watching everybody. I will see you next Friday, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe. It is free, doesn't cost you a thing, and if you have enjoyed what we've put on, leave a thumbs up, and any questions, leave them in the comments. These birds are splitting seed at me every 5 seconds. Anyway, that's it from me. Thanks for watching.